Coming up in court today.
So you let him pay child support for 7 years. You make him pay all this money, and then right when you're ready to remarry, you tell him he's not the father?
Yes, sir.
And why did you wait so long? Why did you collect that child support all those years?
In the court system, justice is not always just. That's why they bring their disputes here. Real people, real problems, real justice. Justice is eye for an eye.
The plaintiff wishes to have the defendant's right to see their son completely revoked, claiming he isn't even the biological father of the child. The defendant claims, regardless of paternity test results, that he has been financially responsible for the child and deserves the right to visit with him.
I'm the plaintiff, and I'm gonna win today. I'm here to get my ex-husband out of me and my son's life forever.
I'm the defendant, and I'm gonna win today. That lady is crazy. She won't be taking my son away from me.
All right!
Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim.
Thank you. Martha Pickett, you are suing your Michael Black, your ex-husband, to terminate his parental rights. You don't want him to have any more rights to your child. You have a 9-year-old child. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you're saying you want to terminate his rights because you're now telling him he's not the father.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Black, you're saying that you are the father, that you have paid, that you have been paying child support, yes, that you have been involved in the child's life, and that you are the father, correct?
Yes, sir, yeah.
All right. Tell me about your case, Ms. Pickett.
Well, Your Honor, like you said, I wanted full custody of my son.
Well, you're asking that his rights be terminated completely,
exactly.
That he has no rights, which means he can never see this child, he can never be with this child, he has no rights to this child at all. I mean, you're asking that they be completely terminated.
Completely terminated, yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, everything was fine except for the last 3-4 months. I don't understand why, but he's been flaking off, and I'm engaged to be married. I'll be married again in another 2-3 months.
First of all, how long have y'all been divorced?
We've been divorced now for about 7 years.
7 years, and you have a 9-year-old child. How
Yes,
long
sir.
were you married for?
We was married for 3 years.
3 years, okay. And now you're remarrying, and that's why you're trying to terminate his rights. Let me ask you something. Did she ever tell you that you weren't the father till now?
Yes, sir. She didn't ever tell me I wasn't the child's father until now.
So you let him pay child support for 7 years. You make him pay all this money, and then right when you're ready to remarry, you tell him he's not the father?
Yes, sir.
And why did you wait so long? Why did you collect that child support all those years?
Well, I don't like a lot of conflict and confrontation and everything. I mean, we worked together when I became pregnant with Daniel. And that was just the best thing that I thought to do at the time. And I love Daniel. He loves Daniel. You know, I was just trying to do everything for my son.
Now, how do you know he's not the father?
Well, because the father is his brother.
The father is his brother?
Yes, sir.
9 years later, you tell him, how do you know the father's his brother?
Well,
how do you know?
Only thing I can say is I know my body. I know it sounds, you know, cliche or something, but...
Are you marrying his brother?
Excuse me?
Are you marrying his brother, or are you marrying someone else?
I'm marrying someone else.
You're marrying someone else.
Yes, sir.
And now you got nerve to tell this man after 9 years that it was his brother, but you don't have any proof it was his brother? Did you know she had had sex 9 years ago with your brother?
No, sir. This is a total surprise to me, and I'm trying to figure out why it took 9 years for me to figure it out.
Well, tell me what you did as the father. Tell me what kind of things you did.
Well, for the whole 9 years, I'm a great father to my son, Danny. I love my son a lot. Since we've been divorced for the last 7 years, I've been on joint custody, so I get 2 weekends out of a month. That's like every other weekend.
And for the past 3-4 months, you have not been coming to get your son.
Have you been visiting with your son through those 7 years?
Yes, sir. I have been visiting for my son. Every basketball.
Paying child support?
I have been paying I have been paying child support on time every year when basketball
season. Medical bills and
I help with medical bills. I buy shoes. I buy clothes.
I have not denied that.
When basketball season, I coach his little team.
No,
he's been paying medical bills, health bills?
I'm not denying that.
You're not denying that he paid child support?
Excellent. He's been excellent. I'm not going to deny that. He's been an excellent father to Daniel.
Okay, so you're saying he's been an excellent father, right?
Yes.
You're saying that he's paid all the bills and helped with the child and visit him and help raise him. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what type of relationship you have with the child.
Me and my son, we go out to the movies, we go out to the park, I take him bike riding and things like that. He has great memories of when we went out of town and things like that.
And now it's time to get new memories of the new family of Rufus.
So what do you want to terminate his rights and then get the man you're marrying to adopt him or something? Is that what you want to do?
He wants to adopt Daniel.
Have you told the brother that it's his child?
Haven't talked to him.
How do you know he don't? How do you know he don't want some rights if it's his child?
I don't.
You don't. It's right.
All right, Your Honor.
So tell me.
Your Honor, I hear what she's saying about the whole my brother thing, but I've been taking care of Daniel for the last 9 years, his whole life. He's my son as far as I'm concerned. He's my son. I've been taking care of him. I paid all his child supports, all his medical bills. I teach him right from wrong.
You are not the biological father.
When are you scheduled to get married?
In 3 months.
In 3 months. So you come here to take away all his parental rights so that you can get this man you're marrying to adopt the child?
He wants to adopt Daniel.
The plaintiff wishes to have the defendant's right to see their son completely revoked, claiming he isn't even the biological father of the child. The defendant claims, regardless of paternity test results, that he has been financially responsible for the child and deserves the right to visit with him.
All right, Mr. Black. So the first time you heard about this allegation was whenever she brought you here to this court?
Yes, sir.
I mean, she never even hinted to you or anything else in the 9 years?
No, sir, Your Honor, and that is very surprising.
And ma'am, you haven't told his brother or anyone else?
No, sir.
And this is the first time you're making this claim to anybody that he's not the father?
Yes, sir.
When are you scheduled to get married?
In 3 months.
In 3 months. So you come here to take away all his parental rights so that you can get this man you're marrying to adopt the child?
He wants to adopt Daniel.
The man you're marrying?
The man I'm marrying wants to adopt Daniel.
And
yes, sir.
In order for him to adopt it, you have to terminate his rights and end all rights legally, correct?
Yes,
That's why you're doing it. All right. So we took your DNA sample, and I'll be back in a second to get the results of the DNA test to determine if you are the father. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This question is for the plaintiff. How on earth do you think that you can take 9 years away from your son who has had a bond with his father and be so cruel, so heartless, so selfish? How could you do that to them?
Yeah. I totally agree with her.
Well, seeing as that I am his mother,
And
I did what I felt was best.
You missing the I am his father part.
You are not his father. That's the reason why you're here now.
All rise!
Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim.
Thank you. Mr. Black, before I read the results, do you want these results to indicate that you are the father? Do you want to be the father of the son?
Yes, sir, because I love my son Daniel, and for the past 9 years, even though me and his mother are not together anymore, I still love my son, and I would like to, talk to my son and keep in contact and custody of my son.
Okay. And so you want this boy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I've got the DNA results, which are determined whether or not you are the father. I'm going to read them out. Okay, Michael Black, the results have come back, and you are not the father.
I told you. You are not.
You're not the father.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Can I take
Be
another
sure.
test or something?
No, don't need another test. I told you you got
Hold
that.
on, I'm talking to him, but can I get another test
No,
or
the
something?
results.
No.
But these are accurate tests. You are not the father.
You are
I am
not.
sorry to be the one to tell you that. You are
So
not
you
the
lied
father.
to me all this time?
So, ma'am, what are you gonna? You don't want him to ever see the child again, right?
As little contact as possible. I don't want him to ever see Daniel.
How do I just erase 9 years of my son's life?
He's got a good point. How does he erase 9 years of his life?
But 9 more years is all I can say.
Just because this
All
test
right.
says I'm
Well,
not his father
Mr.
doesn't
Black-
mean anything.
Well, when
Mr.
he
Black-
turns 18, if he want to look you up, he can do that. But until then, no contact.
All right. Well, Miss Pickett, I got news for you. Mr. Black, I got some news for you. Under the state law that you two are from, if you didn't make a claim within 2 years that he's not the father, guess what? He's the legal father.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. Thank you. Father.
So, Mr. Black, I'm going to sign a court order verifying that you are now the legal father. She can never make a claim to terminate your rights again. This paper will give you full legal rights. That is your son now. And I will
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Right. Bring in the next case. Thanks. Something ain't making sense. Why are you asking for a restraining order if you're saying he deserves better and that he's a good man and everything else?
I tried to stop by her house and bring a stuffed animal for her daughter. You know, I've treated it as if it was my own.
But I don't.
The plaintiff is suing to get a restraining order against her boyfriend. The defendant claims he's been an excellent boyfriend to the plaintiff, not understanding the reason for the restraining order.
All right, Sherry Allen, you're asking for me to issue a restraining order against Gerald Free so that he cannot come in contact with you or your daughter. You're claiming that the restraining order is unfounded and she doesn't need one. Tell me about your case, Ms. Allen.
Well, the reason why I'm asking for the restraining order because I just wanted to get out the relationship, you know, for me and my little girl.
Well, tell me about the
Kayla.
relationship. What relationship do you have?
Well, I worked at a grocery store, and I had the early morning shift at 5 o'clock. And he worked in the bread company, and he delivered the bread to our store. So...
Well, how long have you been together?
We've been together 4 years.
Tell me about your little girl, first of all.
Her name is Kayla.
Okay, how old is she?
She's 5 right now.
Is he the father?
No, he's not the father.
Okay,
Your Honor.
so you're not married to him, correct?
No, Your
You're
Honor.
dating him?
Yes.
Okay, and the girl's father is in jail?
In jail, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're raising the girl by yourself?
Yes.
And how long have you been dating him?
We've been dating about 4 years.
4 years.
Right.
On and off, or?
No, consistently.
Okay, and you want a restraining order against him?
Yes.
Which means he can't come near you?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Like I said, when we first met at the bread store, he was coming. I worked the early morning shift and things, and he was coming for like 6 months, and he was bringing me flowers. He was very nice, you know, he had a good personality, attitude, you know. But I thought about my little girl. I didn't want to get into a relationship, you know, that I thought.
So that's why you're asking for a restraining order?
No.
Just because you don't want.
And time went on, and he moved in. He asked me to move in with him. So I moved in with him, and me and Kayla.
And so are you living together now?
No, right now I'm living with my father, mom, and dad.
Okay, so you live in what's your side? You haven't told me anything why you want a restraining order yet. Tell me what your side of the story is.
I don't know why she wants a restraining order. I've been nothing but good to her daughter and herself.
No, Your Honor, he had lost his job because he was siphoning gas.
Okay.
His boss said he was siphoning gas out of a van.
Never proven.
Well, ma'am, a restraining order is pretty serious. I mean, a restraining order means you're in fear. I mean, that you want.
No, Your Honor, this is a good man. He had a lot of hard time.
Yeah, it's completely bogus, Your Honor.
He's lost his job because his boss said he siphoned gas out the van.
Well, ma'am,
and I don't think he did it, Your Honor.
Let me ask you something.
He didn't do it. He loves us.
Okay, let me ask you something. For you to file a restraining order, I mean, you're asking that he be kept away from you. There's a reason you asked for this restraining order. What's going on here? Tell me what's going on here.
Nothing. I just want.
Tell me what's going on. Has this man been hurting you?
No, Your Honor. He's not having.
Because if he has been hurting you, I'll put his butt in jail. Has he been
Your Honor.
There's nothing like that, Your Honor.
No, he's been good, Your Honor.
What?
It just, I had to go and live with my. His ex-wife came in and she wanted child support money. And
that didn't make any sense. Why you want to?
He wanted child support. He was just drinking that day, and so he got mad and he punched his hand through the bedroom door.
Not true.
And he was crying, and then next thing I know, he was hollering and screaming at Kayla. And I was like, well, you can't do that, Your Honor.
Nothing but
you
love
can't do
to
that, Gerald, because she's a delicate little person. You know, she has feelings. So I decided, you know, that was enough, you know, the hollering and screaming. And I decided to move with my mom and dad.
That's all it's been? Him hitting the wall that went...
Yes, and...
You're telling me the truth. That's all it's been. What about... Have you hit this woman?
I've never touched her. I've never even touched the wall. I never even...
He lost his job, Your Honor. He's been through so many things.
So you make excuses
I've treated her child with such love. You know, I've treated it as if it was my own because I lost my own child from a prior relationship.
What do you mean deserves better? What do you say?
He deserves, you know, somebody to love him, care for him, and... When I went to live with my mom and dad, he was coming over there every day for hours, banging down the door. And
something making sense. Why are you asking for a restraining order if you're saying he deserves better and that he's a good man and everything else?
I tried to stop by her house and bring a stuffed animal for her daughter. You know, I've treated it as if it was my own.
But I don't
raised her since my dad.
Tell me what's going on.
Her dad pulls a shotgun on me.
Tell me what's going on.
I just don't want him, you know, him and my dad to come together and get hurt.
Let me do something.
You know.
I don't know what the deal is, but all I want to see is her daughter. You know, she's practically my own. Treated her as
just be quiet 1 second. Ma'am, you got a big bruise right here.
That's not for me.
No, Your Honor, he's been a real good man.
Tell me who did it. Tell me who did it now. All right, sir. There's a big bruise right on her arm, and she has just told me that you're the one that did it, that you're the one that hit her in that arm.
That's bogus.
Big Sugar Ray, I've got evidence that this man's been beating this woman. I want you to arrest him right now and take him right out of this courtroom.
That is completely unorthodox. That is bogus. For all you know, it could have been her father who did it. He pulled a shotgun on me when I tried to bring her daughter a stuffed animal.
Go ahead and arrest him. I want him out of the courtroom now.
Oh, this is completely unorthodox, Your Honor.
You go ahead and arrest him, and I want him out of the courtroom so I can talk to her.
Justice. Justice has not been served today here.
We'll show you justice. Don't worry.
We'll show you justice. Take him down a little.
Take him straight on down.
Come on.
Take him straight on out.
It's to teach you about beating a woman.
Okay, ma'am.
Come on.
There has nothing been fair and just today.
That's all right. We'll
tell
teach
you
you
that
about
much.
beating a woman.
He's now gone. The harm is gone. Okay? I knew something was not right. For you to file a restraining order, I knew something was going on. Your pattern is like a lot of women that are battered. You feel like it's your fault, that this person deserves better. It's not your fault. You're the victim in this case. You understand that? Mm-hmm. It's not your fault. If a man hits you once, he's going to hit you again. Get out while you can. I want you to do me a favor. You're going to testify in criminal court against him. I'm going to make sure of it because I'm going to be there to help you through this, okay? You're going to testify against him in criminal court? Are you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to be strong enough? We'll help get you a counselor for it, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? All right. You deserve better. You know what? I'm going to set you up with someone better. I know a nice young man that I'm going to set you up with.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I want you to bring in the man, Michael Black. Michael, you still back there? Michael, come on in the courtroom. I want you to meet someone. Come on in here. This is Sherry Allen. I'm gonna give you $300, Michael, and I want you to take her out in the town and show her the time of her life, okay? Okay, you hold the stand. If y'all going right out the courtroom, okay? Take her on out, and I want you to show her a good time, okay? Both of you deserve it.
Don't be afraid.
I feel like the verdict was good. I feel like, you know, that I will have this man out of my life officially. and I thank the judge for that.
Today's second case dealt with the issue of physical abuse. If you've been abused by another individual, there is help for you. There's free shelters, there's free counseling, and there's victim witness programs that you can get into, which will give you free counseling. So if you've been a victim, don't get revenge. Bring them to my court.